Okay, so because so now I want to ask everybody's question. For example, this dependent, for example, is Jackson. Okay, Jackson DMAC is Cindy Smith's father. So Jackson, for example, if Jackson has 3,000 medical expenses, that is because they depend on Aaron and Cindy. So is Aaron and Cindy paid? It doesn't matter if there's here. So for example, is 3,000. Then 3,000 has to subtract Jackson's net income. So subtract Jackson. For example, Jackson is 10,000. 10,000 to 3 is 10,000. So 10,000 subtract 300 of 10,000 is 300, right? 3%. 3% of 10,000 is 300. So 300, that means 3,000 to take away 300 is 2,700. So that's 2,700 credit. So you think it's for the Cindy's better or for the Aaron's better? Or no. The question is you put the person with low income better or put the person with high income better? So the first thing is, there's no people answer the question. So let's think about that. Yesterday, we're talking about 105. So the 105, we're talking about the stats. Generally, we put the medical expenses on who? On the person with low income or person with high income?
Lower income.
Yeah, lower income is why we put on the low income.
To get a higher tax credit.
Yes, to get the higher tax credit. That means the credit is different. The credit is different when you put on the persons with low income or person with high income. You get a different credit. Is correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. It's different. You put the person with low income, get big credit. You put the person with low income, you get smaller credit. So that's a different credit. So we think if the credit is different, so we just pick the person with low income because the credit. Why they different? The different is because they reduce by 3% of 3% of net income. Now we think about here now, 109. We think about 109. So the credit you put on the person with high income or you put the person with low income, the credit is the same or different? So the first thing you need to calculate the credit, how the credit they calculate. So the credit is calculated your expenses minus this dependents net income, 3% of net income. So the credit 109 you put on Cindy is this amount, put on Aaron is this amount, is a different amount. Will be the different amount?
Yes, ma'am.
You see, they are reduced by 3%. Reduced by 3% of, that means medical expenses is reduced by For example, is Jackson is reduced by Jackson's net income. So you put on Cindy is reduced by Jackson's net income. If you put on Aaron, these medical expenses is reduced by what? Is reduced by what?
Jackson's.
Still
net income.
Jackson's.
Yes.
Still Jackson's. So it's changed?
No.
It's nothing changed. So that means the credit is not changed. So it's unlike 105. Unlike 105 is medical expenses. If you put on Cindy, then the medical expenses is reduced by Cindy's net income, 3% of Cindy's net income. If you put on Aaron, then these medical expenses is reduced by Aaron's 3% of income. So that change because Cindy's net income is not same as Aaron's net income, right? So that credit change. But for 109 is change, the credit is change.
No.
Answer, credit is changed. Medical expensive, that credit is changed. Expenses. No, it's not changed. So like I said, any credit is if it's not changed, okay? Any credit if it's not changed, put on the person high income or low income. Any credit, if it's not changed, it doesn't change. It's just discredit. You put on the person with low income is still discredit. You put the person on the high income is still discredit. That's the same amount of credit. So in this case, you put on the who?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's a
Lower.
matter.
Yeah.
It's a matter.
High
You know,
income.
Mhm.
Yeah, you know why it's a matter? Because that's what. It doesn't matter is correct. It doesn't matter is correct. When there's the income is when the lower person's income is not too low. So that, this one is a federal non-refundable tax credit. So we know when we know if they are low, if you put a lower person with low income is too low, then they lost, right? Like 105 yesterday we said it lost. So we will, if you want, you don't want to try. It just because they are not changed, you don't want to try. So put the person with who, then you're safe.
Just put it on the
Because-
high income, ma'am.
Yeah, put the person with high income because the credit you put with high income is this amount. For example, you put a person with high income is 5,000. Then this person with low income is still 5,000. So you put a person with high income. It doesn't hurt you. Then you put a person with high income, then you won't. It guarantee you won't lose. You put a person with low income in case that the income is too low, then you lost, especially for our student. Okay, especially for our student, your full-time student, you won't make any. That income is possible. Your income is not is low. Then you have a tuition credit, right? You have a tuition, you have a loss of credit there. So you put if you on the U, then probably you lost. Even there's the person related to you, like your mom or your daddy or something, it related to you, but you still put on your spouse, because your spouse, if your spouse has a higher income, okay. But if your spouse is still student, you both student, then you probably lost this year. Okay, it's only this year you probably lost, but you just put it. Okay, you have no choice. Like the same thing, the tuition. So if your income is too low, then you can transfer your tuition to your spouse. But sometimes they both student, then you don't need to transfer. You just carry forward. Okay, you don't need to transfer tuition. it never be lost. In the other credit, you cannot transfer or something, then you definitely lost. Like I show you that disability amount. Disability amount, if they won't let you lost, is automatically transferred to the spouse. Okay, it's automatically transferred to the spouse. But tuition you have to transfer because tuition is voluntary to transfer. You have a power to transfer or not transfer. Okay, that's your decision. But a disability amount, they just the system is automatically they transfer to the another side. If there's a disability people, they have not enough income, so they are guaranteed they are not lost. This credit is the special things. Okay, disability. The other one like tuition, you have a choice. You want to transfer or you want to carry forward. Okay. Because why tuition want to transfer is for the young girl or the young man, they sometimes they want to carry forward by themselves. If you carry forward, then when they graduate, they make money, then they can decrease their tax payable. They pay less tax. And also, but some student, they want to transfer to the parents. Because that most time is parents pay the tuition, right? Parents pay the tuition. So the student want to transfer to parents, then they reduce parents. Then they reduce parents' tax paid, current tax amount. So that's voluntary. The CRA, they don't care you transfer or not. But for spouse, the same thing. If your spouse's relationship is unstable, okay, common law partner is unstable, then you won't transfer. Okay, you transfer to the other side, then the other side get more tax refund. They won't give to you. Okay, because their relationship is not stable. Okay, so in this case, you think about that, you carry forward. So CRA doesn't care. They don't know. You want to or you don't want to. That's your choice. Okay, that's your choice. But I will teach you. Don't forget, if you like you have a spouse or you are normal, then that's the best thing is transfer. Then you can get money right away. Otherwise, you carry forward in future. Future that's probably take a few years ago, a few years after, then it's not good idea, right? So you can get the money right away, then you use the money. That's the things. But for the other one, for that, do you remember when I talked to you is 91, line 91, line 90. Line 90 is home that's home buyer's amount. Sorry, that's home buyer's amount is 5,000 if you purchase the first home, okay? And or if you 5 years you not own any home, then you purchase home. This home is qualified. So that's 5,000. So these 5,000 you put person with low income is 5,000 credit. You put person with high income is 5,000. They never change. So in this case, if there's a credit is not changed, the credit is never changed, then you put a person with high income. That's it. Okay. So the same thing is tuition transfer. So tuition transfer, if like for example, I have my the elder daughter, she got tuition because we paid the tuition for her. So she got the tuition is she got tuition transfer. She can transfer to me and transfer to her daddy. But I just only transfer my husband because he is got higher income. Okay. and then transfer to him, reduce his tax payable. So this is safe, but our case is different. If my daughter transfer tuition on me, I won't lose that credit because my income is not too low. Okay, so I still get the credit. And the same thing I have my father. Then they have dementia. The other one. So I put on my title. Okay, on my title because I know because my income is not too low. So the income is too low. I said is if it's around 30 or 35. It depends on how many credit you get. If somebody get a lost credit, probably 35, you have to pay attention. But around 30,000, you have to be pay attention. It's called, we sometimes call too low. It's possible you lost that credit, okay? It's possible. But if it's over 35,000 and 40,000 or something, you don't worry about that. Okay, you can put whatever. Like if I give you Cindy's net income, Cindy's the income is 50,000, then Jackson is Cindy's father. Then you put Jackson's medical expenses on 109. Okay, on Cindy's 109. You don't need to put Eric because Jackson is related to Cindy. So the best things here. Another thing, like same thing like a donation, right? The donation, like I said, so donation amount is they just subtract 200, then they are not changed. You put on the person with high income, you put on the person with low income, it's the same. They just subtract 200. That's it. So if the credit is the same, the best thing you put the person with a high income, okay? But for 109 is you put person with high income, that is correct. And if, like I said, if there's low incomes, not too low, okay, like me, is not too low, then definitely over 40,000 is not too low. Then you put person with related, is okay, okay. Then also another rule is some people they like to put 105 and 109 together. Okay, 105 and 109 together. If you decided put a person with Aaron 105, then you put a 109 on the Aaron as well. Then they put together. Then the CRA check the medical expenses. They are easy for them to check them together. Okay, that's both way to do it. But only you don't lose credit. That's the good things. Make sure you lost credit. Don't lose that credit. So like I said, put together is Aaron is high income. Then yesterday we got the second. Example is Cindy's income is too low. Okay. Then Cindy is going to lose medical expenses. So that means we put the medical expenses on Aaron, right? Aaron with a high income. Then when you put the person with Aaron, then the 109 is put on Aaron. That's the medical expenses put together. Okay, that's the last way to do it. Just make sure. Basically, if the credit is the same, they never change. So you put the person with high income. That's the best way. So the easy way, not the best. Is easy way. Is easy way. That means you guarantee they are not lost credit. Okay, so the credit is different for the person with high income. Is different, and put that credit with high income. There is some amount per person with lower income is another credit. So if it's different, then you need to think about that. Okay, which one is better? So normally is person with lower income is better, but you got to be careful because this credit is non-refundable. You have to think about that. Okay. Now I'm going to tell you there's the other dependent, medical expenses for other dependent. So so let's open 5,000 G. Okay. Let's open 5,000 G. 5,000 G, they have some information we need to learn. Mm-hmm. 25, I think. Is anything on 25? So there's medical expenses for self. There's nothing. Okay, they take out before they have. Okay, sorry about that. They take off that before they do have. They changed last year. Last year they have an item here. So now, if they don't have this item explained, then I will tell you how. Okay, they take out. There's something changed this year. So the first thing is, how come they have two? Just hold on. They open two. Okay, that's. Then because yesterday we are going to we teach. I'm teaching you that 105. So medical expenses is we have a 12 months frame, right? So 12 months frame, they not exactly from January 2021 to December 2021. They are different. Everybody, you have a different time frame. Some you just choosing like for February 2020 to January 2021, and somebody they choosing May 2020 to April 2021. So because you have a different time frame, so 105, when your 105 that time frame is decided, then your other dependents must follow this time frame. Okay. If is you choosing from May 2020 to April 2021 for your core family, then the other dependent you need to follow this one. You cannot choosing that February 2020 to January 2021. Okay, you must the same time frame. The first thing. And the second thing is, the second thing is they don't need to put your detail. Okay. However, they don't need to put your detail on that. For that, you see that 109. You see 109 is this one is how you put it is you just click on this one. Okay. For example, you got you got Tom Smith. For example, you got Tom Smith, okay? Okay, then you Tom Smith, then you see which one. Okay, I open Cindy's file. So if I open Cindy's file, so if Tom is Aaron's father, then I decided to put Tom's medical expenses under Cindy, okay? Under Cindy, then I said, you can put under Cindy or under Aaron, it's the same, but you need to make a decision, okay? You make a decision is, if Cindy's net income is over 40,000, 50,000, then you put on Cindy, there's no problem. But if Cindy's net income is low, it's like 20,000, 25,000, then you don't put on Cindy, you put on Aaron. You open Aaron's file, okay? Then in this case, you open Aaron's file. In this case, you open Aaron's file. Then you put on, if you decided to put on Aaron. If you decided to put on Aaron, then you put Aaron's file, put here. Then it's like for example, 1945. And then you just put February 1st, okay? Then relationship is father. Then there's if Tom has medical expenses, okay, first thing you need to put the SIN number here. The SIN number for Tom, for SIN number. Okay, then if Tom's net income, for example, is 10,000, so you know that Tom's medical expenses will reduce by 3% of 3% of Tom's net income, right? So how you put the Tom's medical expenses? You claim medical expenses because this one is Aaron. You know Aaron wants to claim Tom's medical expenses. So you click up claim medical expenses, then enter here, enter medical expenses. Everybody see my see my mouse arrow?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you click on here. What you click on here is you put other medical expenses here. So that's other medical expense because this up there is there's different attendant care. Attendant care, then the cost attendant transportation or something is not, okay? Then the moving expenses, there's for moving expenses for patients move to more accessible during. So this not, the first three is not, only the other medical expenses you put here. So be careful, there's have a zero. You be careful, there's more zero. For example, if it's 3,000, okay, then if it's 3,000, that's the 3,000, okay. Be careful. This one they add up zero. So I only add up 300. Then they give me 3,000. So you be careful. I don't know that's this the software. So this is why my nephew I don't know, he got 2,000 he got 20,000 and wrong because it's 2,000 medical expenses. Then however, the system is show up 20,000. That's the why, because this one is when you enter, okay, everybody, when you enter, you see that's the zero here. So I enter 3, then the 30. See, so it's this. You be careful, okay? You be careful. They already add up zero for you. So that's the 3,000. That's 3,000. They don't need to put the detail. There's no detail you put. Unlike that, the core family will put detail, the day and the detail. But I said the same time frame is your core family. And also that's 3,000. So you have to make sure that's all qualified. if it's not qualified, then you, if CRA editing you, then you get trouble. Okay, the same thing, the same time frame with the core family. If we choosing like yesterday, we choosing from May 2020 to April 2021. Then for Tom, you're still choosing that May 2020 to 2021. You cannot choosing the other 12 months period. Okay, that's the one thing. Another thing is still you need to make sure all the item is qualified. Then you add up, put the total amount here. So you keep the receipt in case CRA wants to see it. In case CRA wants you send in, but you don't need to put detail here. So when you do put the detail, you see that's 3,000. That's 3,000 medical expenses. Okay, and then you click on it. You click on OK. Then you click on OK. You need to check. Okay, every time you need to check if they're here. So 109. How many here? How much here? 109.
2,700.
Yeah, 2,700. Do you know why I said 2,700?
3%, ma'am.
Yeah, the 3% of Tom's net income, not 3% of Aaron's net income, right? It's 3% of Tom's income. Tom's is 10,000, so 300. So reduced by 300, then 2,700, 2,700. But if you put on Cindy, it's still 2,700. Okay, the same thing, 2,300. You have to keep mind. That's pretty simple. It's pretty simple. But what I want you is, you make a decision. Put on
Ash,
Aaron
I'm
or put on
recording.
Cindy. Okay, you make a decision.
You have to be quiet.
So that's it. And then for 105, again, for 105, I want you to try. So clear? Any questions? Any questions for this one?
No.
Okay, so basically I finished the medical expenses. So if you don't want practice today, I can let you practice tomorrow. I give you all the information, let you practice tomorrow. So the first thing I want when I come to another topic, so I want you clean that for Aaron. You click on Aaron, then you click on T4. You make sure that's a T4 all to the 0. Then tomorrow, get ready for tomorrow. Everybody, you open your studio text. Then you clean up your T4, all the information on T4. First thing on Aaron, then second on Cindy. Cindy, we have to delete that to apply for the disabled amount, right? So now we just do Aaron. Aaron is easy. We only T4. So you clean up on T4.
Ma'am, are you going to include the other dependents practice tomorrow?
Yeah. Other dependents, you have to remove it. Okay. Or you leave it is okay. But probably there's things change. Okay, so net income or something is changed. So the best thing you remove it. Then you if you remove, you click on that. Then you click on here, remove. Okay. Then Sarah is here. You remove.
So ma'am, we will clear
Clean
Aaron's, including
Aaron's.
the dependents, everything.
Yeah. You just click. Yeah. It just